Everyone loves a bargain. You know, the things that make you look cool and feel like a baller. It's why websites like Temu, Wish, Alibaba, AliExpress, it's why they do really well. You can ball on a budget. You can put that on a t-shirt.
Show the t-shirt.
But Facebook Marketplace, that is a different beast. When sorting cheap camera by closest and under $100 for another series that I've been running here on my channel, I came across this, a Sony A300. I had no clue, no expectations, no nothing on how this was going to perform, work, and change me. The specs of this camera are kind of something that you would have expected from something released in 2008. It has a variable aperture 18 to 70mm f3.5 to 5.6 kit lens. It has a 3 frames per second burst mode, an articulating tilt-out screen, a 10.2 megapixel CCD sensor. Surprisingly, it has some slight in-body stabilization thanks to its CCD sensor, and it has a okay-ish ISO range, which is ISO 100 to 3200. Now, it does have some drawbacks in terms of modern luxuries that we usually get, such as extended dials. This really only has one variable dial at the top here. It doesn't have all the buttons that we're kind of used to and that we get spoiled with modern cameras. It does have a fairly slow autofocus. It does take early CF cards, which isn't that much of an issue with this camera. More so just a little gripe, I guess, because you can plug this into your computer via USB. One other thing that is kind of a little annoying is that when using manual mode, in order to change shutter speed or change your aperture, you have to flick back and forth between aperture priority, shutter priority, and manual and change them that way. Because of this only one dial here on the camera, it can only be mapped to either aperture or shutter speed. But seriously, enough about the specs. Let's go shoot with this camera and test it out in some real world scenarios, or maybe some not so real world scenarios. There's a couple of things I want to take photos of with this camera. I'm not going to be using a polarizer on this simply because, well, it didn't come with one. And even though I have one, I am just not going to use it. So first thing I want to take photos of is my car here. It's just kind of something to get everything out of the way, kind of get in the groove of things. I might climb this thing here and take some top-down shots. I'm still a little unsure, but I want to do a little bit of a throwback, right? I used to explore abandoned places. And there just so happens to be an abandoned house near here. So I'm thinking we sneak inside and take some shots. Crank that shutter speed. So ISO is already fairly low, yeah. 100 is the lowest ISO this can go. So let's see this, I can't see anything, which probably means you can't either. Shooting in the middle of the day was a terrible idea, Marley. But you live and you learn, don't you? Fuck it, let's just climb shit. You know, my friend Hayden, he was recently at Sony Kando, and he released a video of how kind of taking photos of things that everyone else was taking photos of can be kind of uninspired and unoriginal, which I totally agree with. But the one thing that he failed to realize, right, is that, well, you can climb stuff. Wow, this 18mm is very, very wide. Photo there. And well, I don't really want to continue being up here, so I'm going to climb back down and hopefully I don't drop my camera. Anything to get that shot, eh? Let's go to that abandoned house, because abandoned houses are fun. Oh yeah, very reminiscent of a photo I've taken in the past. Broken glass makes for nice textures. All right, spider webs. You know what? Whatever. Fuck it. Oh. Cool. Let's see how the 18mm does here. Oh yeah, that's heaps wide. I guess the only other thing I can do is increase my ISO, which I don't really want to do. I feel most comfortable shooting at 1/80th of a second here. Oh wow, they're just everywhere. I do have to be careful. I'm also terrified of wasps. Here I go. That's sketchy. Also, definitely should be wearing a mask in here, but I guess I'm not. All right, let's increase shutter speed to ISO 400. It's not too bad. What if I can actually decrease? Nah, I feel more comfortable at ISO 400 here. It's kind of cool. And hey, look, there's me. Nice. Let's go have a look at the rest of the house. Okay, so I'm hearing some bugs and stuff, which, fuck, that is huge. I have to be, oh, it's everywhere. All right, I'm gonna be very quick because I don't want to disturb anything. Let's go through here. Take a photo of this destruction. Come through this way. This would have been a really nice house. Let's crank that down to 100. It's been a long time since I've done stuff like this. Don't want to be here for too long. Old piano. It's kind of unique. What if I can come down? I kind of dig that. I kind of want to get some kind of foreground element in it. I actually realized you just couldn't see what I was taking a photo of. I'm trying to be very, very cautious through here because I'm just seeing wasps' nests upon wasps' nests upon wasps' nests. And I don't like wasps. All right, I'm gonna, hey, a mask. I don't really want to look up because places like this are known for having mold issues and I really should be wearing a mask. Oh, dip. Yo. This is why I loved exploring abandoned places. All the history you find out about these places just through random photos. That is amazing. I'm gonna crank this to ISO 800. This is awesome, yo. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. All right, let's dip. Oh. And out we go. Whoa, hey, Marley, you said that you were going to showcase some real world scenarios, or maybe some not so real world scenarios, using this camera. But all we've seen is some mediocre car photos and some interior photos of an abandoned house. What's the deal? Well, to that end, I say please hold all questions until the very end. I've had this camera now for around 2 to 3 months. I have shot a lot of stuff on this camera. I've shot landscapes, I've shot portraits, I've shot automotive, I've shot in the rain, I've done street. I've even used the 3 frames per second burst mode on this thing, and it's not that fast, but it is a fantastic and reliable camera, especially for someone starting out, especially for a beginner who's incredibly budget conscious. You might not have, $500 to, $800 to spend on maybe a used A6000. You might not have a super big budget to be able to afford, $1,700, $1,300 glass. This $100 camera might be literally the only thing that you can afford. And to that, I say this camera is absolutely insane. Not only do you get interchangeable lenses, but this camera just simply outperforms anything that I've had the pleasure of using that's not a professional high-end camera. To put in perspective, you can pick up this Fujifilm Finepix S5800 for around the same price, and its photos look like this. It doesn't shoot RAW, it only shoots JPEG, and for a budding photographer, having the ability to shoot RAW is invaluable. But hey, with all the photos that I've shown here, let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know what you think. Do you agree with me that this camera is amazing? Or let me know if you hate it. All the photos you see here in today's video were edited using my Lightroom presets, which you can get linked down below. And to that end, I say bye.